I would not advise people to do this for weight loss because do not try this at home, kids. Hey everybody, what's up? So I attempted to do the Mary's Mini for 7 days. It's supposed to be for 10, but I was just trying to do it for 7 just to see if I can do it. Not for weight loss, not to reset, not to cleanse or whatever, just to see if I could do it. I had air fried potatoes, smashed potatoes, boiled potatoes, country potatoes, all kind of different delicious servings of potatoes. And it was an epic fail. It didn't turn out the way that I had intended, and I'll talk more about it in the video. But just to let you know what Mary's Mini is, it's when you choose one starch and you eat it 3 times a day with a non-starchy vegetable, and you can have no more than 1 serving of fruit per day. This is geared to help reset your taste buds. It's meant to be boring to help you reset your taste buds. It's also meant to lose weight and just reset in general. I didn't do it for any of those reasons. I only did it because I wanted to challenge myself just to see if I can do it. And here's more information about my experience. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Nicolershaeholiday, also known as Plant-Based Nicolershaeholiday. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm coming back with another video. Today I wanted to discuss the 6.5 days of eating potatoes. I was calling it the Mary's Mini, but let's just keep it real. I really didn't do everything you're supposed to do correctly. So I'm just going to call it what it was, which is I ate potatoes for lunch, breakfast, and dinner for 6.5 days. Mary's Mini is when you take one starch, you pick one starch and you eat it with a non-starchy vegetable 3 days, 3 meals a day. And you can only have like 1 serving of fruit. That's it, right? I found that just wasn't enough for me. So I was eating, and at first I was calling it a modified Mary's Mini, but then it just became too modified where I just don't think I should call it the Mary's Mini. So I'm not going to say I did the Mary's Mini. I'm just going to say I did a challenge of eating potatoes 3 times a day for each meal with some snacks. And my snacks included fruit, because I was having way more than 1 serving of fruit. You're only supposed to have 1 serving of fruit a day. I was having way more than that. I was having like some cashews and stuff, or almond butter and almond butter and apples. And then one day I had a protein bar for a snack. I was finding that I just wasn't satiated enough. It was like I didn't want to eat too many potatoes because I didn't want to make I just didn't want to eat too many, but also, I was eating like 2 potatoes for each meal, and that was already enough. But it wasn't enough to keep me satiated. So therefore I was eating all these snacks in between the meals and stuff. So anyway, we're not going to call it the Mary's Mini. We're just going to call it the challenge of eating potatoes for 3 meals a day for 6.5 days. And I say 6.5 because on the last day, I only had 1 potato meal. I just couldn't do 3 because I have been experiencing stomach aches starting on day 3 through day 6. Each night, each evening, my stomach would just start hurting. And I was just like, the first couple of days, I was just like, oh, it's just, I'm eating differently than I normally do. But then it did it again the next day and the next day. And I was like, okay, you know what? I was really trying to do this to the completion of 7 days, but I'm not going to kill myself or make myself sick just to be able to say I finished 7 days. Because this was just supposed to be a challenge to see if I can complete it just for fun. It wasn't like I'm doing this for anything like weight loss or to detox or whatever. So it was supposed to be fun, and it wasn't fun because it was making my stomach hurt. So that's why I did it for 6 days. And then the last day I just did 1 potato meal. Yeah, but it was crazy eating potatoes for breakfast, for lunch, and dinner. Like, what? That's crazy. I would say the first 2 days, I felt like I was doing a Mary's Mini, like an extreme, I was doing the Mary's Mini the correct way, but I might have had like 1 extra piece of fruit than I was supposed to. And I found it was easier to do it on the weekend. when it came to Monday, when I'm at work, my hunger is different and I'm eating a different schedule. Like I'm eating early, breakfast early, so then I get hungry again around 10:30ish. So then I have to have a snack. And then so that snack was additional food. Anyway, the point is that, doggone it, I ate potatoes for 7 days or 6.5. Okay, so I want to talk about a few things. I noticed I was tracking what I was eating every day. There were some days where the calories were low. And speaking of calories, the Mary's Mini, now I see why people lose so much weight when they do it. I didn't lose a lot of weight. I didn't lose barely anything. I didn't really lose anything. I'll show you the starting weight right now. This is the day one I weigh myself in the morning. Okay, you see that? And this is the day after completing 6.5 days of eating potatoes. So you see, it's only down 8 ounces. Wait, yeah, it's down 8 ounces, and I'm not even going to count that as weight loss because that's just water weight, because I was weighing that about a month ago and I just had gained water weight that I never lost. So let's just chalk it up to say I didn't lose any weight. I just stayed the same. But if you want to really count anything, I'll just say I lost 8 ounces, okay? So I found that I was also making myself eat extra because I didn't want to eat what the Mary's Mini was making me eat. Meaning, if I just ate the potatoes 3 meals a day, with the vegetables, I would have only been eating like 1,100 or 1,200 calories. Maybe not even that. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that because that's going to make me end up losing it's going to make me do rapid weight loss or something because I'm eating so low calorie. And then when I go back to eating normal, I might gain that back plus some. So I was like, no, I don't want that. And also I didn't want my body thinking it was starving itself. So I was eating more on purpose just so that I can make sure my calories were higher than the Mary's Mini would have made me eat. Does that make sense? So that's why I was eating the cashews in between, or the Nutter Butter, and it wasn't every day. Like there were some days I showed you guys what I ate, and you did see like that particular day I did Nutter Butter and apple, but then like the days after that, like I had to start eating more because I was trying to make the calories higher because I didn't want to have drastic weight loss. People do this for weight loss. I didn't want to do that for weight loss because I don't want to do anything that I can't continue doing. I will not just continue eating potatoes 3 times a day with non-starchy vegetables. I will not do that. So I didn't want my body losing weight for that. And then when I go back, you know what I'm saying? So I was eating more than I should have been during this challenge because I was trying to keep from having rapid weight loss. So yeah. I noticed because I was tracking on purpose just to see how many calories I'm eating and stuff, making sure I'm eating enough. And I never have to say that. Normally I'm eating too much, but this time I was tracking to make sure I'm eating enough. And I found that just with the potatoes, it wasn't enough, which is why I was eating extra things to increase the calories. But eating this way for 6.5 days, my sugar decreased drastically. And I'm talking about natural sugar because I usually eat a lot of fruit. So I wasn't eating as much fruit as I normally do. I was still eating fruit, but just not as much. So my sugar intake went way down. My sodium increased because I'm eating all these vegetables, and I don't really like vegetables unless they have that sodium, the saltyish taste. So depending on what I'm having, like when I had broccoli, there was one night I had broccoli and I just put apple cider vinegar on it. But potatoes and vegetables, I need to, depending on how I'm cooking them, I need that taste for it to taste good. There's sometimes, it just depends on what the form I was eating. Like sweet potatoes, the purple ones, I didn't need anything on those because they just taste so delicious by themselves. If I had it just depended on what kind of potato form I had. Sometimes I didn't put any sodium on it. Sometimes I did. Anyway, my sodium increased during this week. And I didn't like that. I already talked about my stomach. Okay. Oh my goodness, you guys. The bowels were bowling. I'm already a regular person, but honey child, let me tell you, this potato challenge had me flushing like a mofo. I tell you, I felt so cleansed. I felt like I was just cleansing out, y'all. This thing had me. You know that loose stool feeling when you're doing like a raw vegan diet or what do you call it? A fruit challenge or a fruit reset. I was experiencing that eating potatoes and vegetables, just flushing out every day. So that part felt great. It felt like I was just getting rid of stuff. So I like that. I'm not gonna lie. It felt like that flushing kind of BM. Whew. I was very tired of potatoes like after day 3. Even though each meal I was making was delicious, I was sick of the potatoes because I was eating them 3 times a day. That was crazy. I talked about that already. Um, oh, I'm not experiencing that right now, but like after 3 or 4 days, it was just making me want to eat everything because the taste you're left with after eating potatoes 3 times a day, it just makes you want everything but potatoes, right? So it was making me get these cravings. That's another reason I was incorporating other things because I didn't want to end up going crazy after this challenge because you know what I mean? Like potatoes are delicious, but the taste it leaves in your mouth is like it makes you want like something sweet or it makes you want some junk food or whatever. So that's why I was eating the almond butter and stuff and the just certain things in between and more fruit than I was supposed to just to help me with that because I didn't want to go crazy after the challenge. I did fun things. I mean, not fun things. Well, I did a few things with my potatoes. I had smashed potatoes. That's the ghetto version of mashed. I had air fried potatoes. And make sure you're looking at the screen because I'm showing pictures. I did boiled potatoes. I baked purple potatoes, which were so delicious. I didn't eat anything on them. I even made potato lettuce wraps. I'm going to insert a clip on that now. I went live with this, but I'm just going to insert the clip because I am. So stay tuned for my potato lettuce tacos and how they came out delish. Lettuce leaf tacos. Hope they're not frozen anymore. Got a little bell pepper action going on. Oops, messed that up. And I can't even taste test it with y'all because it's going to be too hot. Yeah, I gotta wait because it's gonna be too hot to taste it right now. It's all messy. Keep burning myself. And this hurts. I'm trying to play it off. If y'all wasn't here, I wouldn't be being all. I would have been screaming louder. Okay, so I have my bell peppers on here with my potatoes. I went out the live. Oh, okay, you went out. You left me. So you got the bell peppers with the whatchamacallits, and then I'm just gonna do what do you call this? Guacamole. Guacamole. So let's do one. I'm probably gonna have to use 2 servings of this. Actually, no, 1.5 servings. Mmm. That tastes good together. Okay. Mmm. With the bell peppers. Oh my god, this is really tasty. You guys gotta try this. I mean, kudos to me, okay? And like I mentioned, my weight went from 143.2 to 142.4. So that's just an 8-ounce weight loss. And it's because, let me tell you something. If I would have stuck to the Mary's Mini in the way I was supposed to do it, trust, I would have lost, I didn't have a lot of water weight to lose. So I probably only would have lost 5 pounds, which is still a lot. But some people might lose 8 pounds or 10 pounds. And if they do it for the full 10 days, it's supposed to be a 10-day thing, they can lose 12 pounds. But that's also if they have a lot of water to lose. So I probably could have lost 5 pounds if I would have did it the way you're supposed to do it, which is just eating the potatoes and vegetables 3 times a day and 1 piece of fruit. But my hunger would not allow me to do that. I was just too hungry. I had to eat other things. So my calories were increased. And over the course of the week, I was probably eating in a maintenance way instead. So I purposely ate more because I didn't want to lose a lot of weight on this just to gain it back. I would not advise people to do this for weight loss, because I felt what it can turn into by eating, which is why I was incorporating other snacks in between, because I saw that just eating that 3 times a day would make me go crazy after I came off the challenge. If I wasn't eating those other things, I would have went crazy and had me a field day the day after and just went buck wild with junk food and then end up gaining 3 pounds in one night. You know what I mean? So I just don't think it's a good idea, because at least for me, I don't know how people do it. And that I only did 6.5 days. People do this for 10 days. It's supposed to be for 10 days. I can't do it. I don't have the willpower. I'm not strong enough. I think if I would have done it the way I was supposed to do it, 1 piece of fruit and nothing but potatoes and a starch 3 times a day, I would have went buck wild and probably gained 6 pounds in a week that coming off of it. So I would not do this for weight loss. I would not do it if I were you. I just wouldn't. Unless you're just hecka strong and when you come off a challenge, you just got it going on where you ain't gonna go crazy. Otherwise, I don't think you should do it. I did it just to see if I can do it. It was just supposed to be a fun challenge. I did it. I don't want to do it again. At least not for that many days. If I do something like this, a potato challenge again, I'll just do it like 2 days just for fun. You know, oh, I'm going to eat potatoes for 2 days, you know, for all my meals or for 2 meals a day, whatever. But I'm over it. Matter of fact, I had about 6 potatoes left in my refrigerator yesterday, and I threw them suckers in the garbage disposal. I just can't do another potato. And just thinking about, I ate the 1 potato meal for lunch yesterday. I had the purple sweet potatoes, which are so delicious, from Sprouts. But the rest of the russet potatoes I had, I threw them away. I just could not do another potato meal because my stomach, just thinking about it, was making my stomach hurt. So I'm done. I can't eat potatoes for at least 3 weeks to a month. I'm so over it. I'm so happy to be back to just my regular high raw lifestyle, eating my yogurt again in the morning. I'm just so excited to eat salads and ice cream and, you know, so, but I was still eating, like I said, the snacks in between the meals, like a protein bar. Only did that once. Almond butter and apples, fruit, you know, I still was having my snacks in between, but the meals were potato meals for 6.5 days. 6 days, and then the 7th day I just did 1 potato meal. And then I would say the first 2 days of the challenge I was really doing the Mary's Mini, and then I just had to change things. But anyway, that was my experience. I don't want to do that again, at least not for that long. Maybe 2 days in the future. Long time from now. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.